skies are heavy blue. One to love and one to lose. Sweet divine, the heavy truth. Water or wine, don't make me choose. I wanna feel the way that we did that summer night. Drunk on a feeling, alone with the stars in the sky. I've been running through the jungle, I've been running with the wolves to get to you, to get to you. I've been down the darkest alleys on the dark side of the moon to get to you, to get to you. I look for love in every
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, welcome to the very first time to the Ice Den Chandler, the first time the Arizona State Sun Devils have played here in their entire program history, and tonight we have D2 action from the ACHA as they take on Weber State. My name's Easton Stockford. Alongside me is Aiden Longbreak. Weber State, Aiden, 18-0. ASU still on a bit of a hot streak, 8-2-2 on the year. Who are some key players to look out for the Sun Devils?
Absolutely, Easton. And for ASU, it's going to be Matthias Bars, who is 5-0 on the year for ASU, and looking to continue that streak against an 18-0 Weber State. What about you, Easton? What do you think?
And on the other side, I mean, ASU as well, returning Jack Perry, the sophomore forward, coming back from a shoulder injury. He had a solid game against GCU. He might be a key player as he has been waiting eagerly to play. We've had some scoreboard problems, but it appears to be working now by the constant ringing of that buzzer. And then on the other side for Weber State, Makar Klochkov, standing at 6 foot tall, and he's at 35 points in 17 games, a staggering amount. Played in the NCDC a couple years ago where he put up 87 points in 97 games. Well, let's take it down to ice level for some starting lineups in the national anthem. So with that, we are ready to go here from the Ice Den in Chandler. Weber State coming to the end of a long road trip here in the desert. They played NAU on Thursday, winning 4-1, and GCU on Friday, winning 5-2, trying to keep their squeaky clean record and claim one more win here in the Valley. Some other things happening for both these schools and other sports as well. Aiden, what do you got for us for both Weber State and ASU right now?
For Weber State, they are in a 2-point game to the Utah Utes in some NCAA men's basketball. 15 seconds left in half two, and Weber State's up 2. And for ASU, they are down 2-1 to number 19 Colorado College, who you were actually live in attendance at the game yesterday. What did you see there?
I mean, it was a great matchup. 2 really good teams in that NCHC conference, but a lot happening for both of these teams in sports right now, but we are lined up here. Starting goalies, as we mentioned, Matisse Bars at one side. Across from him, Trey Hirschfield, a tall matchup. 6'8" at one end for Matisse Bars and 6'6" at the other for Trey Hirschfield. But we are ready to go here from the Ice Den Chandler, and we are underway. ASU starting off with possession, but quickly thrown right back at them as Gunderson tries to, or Summer rather, tries to find Switchenberg. Tipped all the way down off the stick of a Sun Devil, so this one will go for icing almost immediately. And Weber State will have an early opportunity in the offensive zone.
If you're ASU, that's not what you want to do here. Giving a really good team early chances to score on you.
So an early chance for Weber State, trying to get the clock set up here, so we have time for you guys tonight as well. And this one's won back by Weber State. Up at the point was James momentarily, but he'll ring it all the way around. Battling along the half wall, walking into the slot, thrown on net, bounced there, but a left pad save by Bars. Back in the own end of Weber State now. Norwood attacking. Across the blue, but it's knocked away from him by Switchenberg. Now Summer trying to move it north. He finds Renbogger. Zipped all the way far side and right back through the middle, but Haddock couldn't get a stick to it. Sun Devils also without Ethan Bellatini tonight, one of their top goal scorers. Brady Sisto stepping in for him. Bosch down the left flank. Glove down there by Theed. Bosch still with it, trying to advance it forward. Battling in the corner. This one will rattle all the way around the boards and up to the point of ASU. Kowalchuk now picks it up in the trapezoid. He'll go up top. McInnes hammers it down low. Theed got to stick to it, and he'll go high off the glass. Squeaks past McInnes there. Some pressure being applied by Verschu as he is all over Gunderson, but Gunderson looking to use his legs. Banked ahead there, but Kowalchuk couldn't get a clean look at it, and now Gunderson has it once more. Bosch tips it into the zone. Weber State will try and break this one out cleanly here. Good forecheck by Kelleher. Kelleher swinging away on a shot by Kowalchuk from the high slot, but a big first save there by Trey Hirschfield. Rashura sends it forward. McInnes couldn't get it as it was bouncing, and Amelse now will find McInnes back in ASU's end. Sent through. But Trukovic sent it in deep. Bars played it behind his net, and now McInnes will reverse this to his D partner, Amelse. Murkowski tips this one in. Icing is going to be called as he didn't quite cross the red line, and again, second icing leading to another Weber State draw.
Like I said before, ASU cannot give the Weber State chances like this early on, and to add on to it, it's pretty been back and forth in terms of who's had the puck.
And this Weber State team at top of the Mountain West Hockey Conference right now, a different conference than ASU, so not going to count to either of these teams' conference standings, but also averaging quite the oppressive amount of goals, 95 goals for the most, and then 34 against, which is also the least. So the best goal differential in the Mountain West Collegiate Hockey League, and this is going to be definitely one of the tougher tasks for ASU, and probably one of the toughest tasks for Matisse Bars as well, Aiden.
Definitely, and Matisse Bars has shown such a dominant start to the year, and if he has another dominant start here, it'd be really good for him.
Up at the point, Murkowski's the first one there. He'll go across. Amelse had manning the rush. The D-man will bring it wide. Below the goal line, throwing it to the high slot, but nobody there. Takatani will send this one in deep. No pressure as all 5 black jerseys will go for a change. ASU wearing their traditional home jerseys, the light yellow. And then Weber State with the clean black and purple combo on the other side.
Yeah, those Weber State threads are pretty clean.
Look, a nice little script on the front as well. At the point, tipped on, rebound was there, but Maffeo couldn't quite get all of it. Battling below the goal line now. Weber State trying to get it out of their own end. And they finally will. Falls into the hands of Lucas. Knocked away from him by Switchenberg, but thrown on goal, paddled aside by Bars. Switchenberg back behind his own net now. Using his leg, he'll sauce one ahead to Priestley. Maffeo digging away at it as well. Couple bodies there. It falls right back to an ASU defenseman. That is Gunderson. And he has it now. Sent forward to Priestley. He'll beat a man and try and get in. Trying to slide it to the middle of the center. Jack Haddock, but couldn't connect. And now the other way come the Wildcats. Hunter leading the way. Finds a man in the middle. Big save there by Bars. Still loose and up for grabs. It'll pop out to the blue line. Now Kimball squeaking around one. He has help with him. Renbogger finds Haddock late. Tries to get a shot away. But a great back check there by Artakovic. Hunter now with it once more. One of the leading point getters. 35 points in 17 games. He could be an impact player here tonight. Kimball on the interception, or Renbogger, or that is Kimball rather. Thrown through the crease and wide as that one rattles off the end board and goes north. Once again, Hunter with it. He'll leave this one behind for a trailer. Right back to Hunter in front as he centered it once more. Now stepping into it. And a big save there by Bars and the shot from Howell. Gunderson picks it up below the goal line. Sent across to his partner in McInnes. Bounced off the red line and right into the hands of Theed. Theed goes to Howell. Howell moving in north, but that's intercepted by McInnes. Howell takes it right back, looking to advance it now. Trying to throw a backhand pass through the middle, but that's turned over as well. Burkowski now had help with him in the form of John Perry, but they couldn't connect. Markovsky trying to flutter one below the goal line now. Sanders will be the first one there. Sanders trying to cycle it down. Good defensive play by Alonzo. Now Alonzo turning defense into offense. Trying to attack here, but a hip check by Gunderson breaks it up. Set high through the middle. Not a whole lot of stoppages here as we've pretty much rolled right through these first 7 minutes, other than a couple of icings. Back in the neutral zone. Regrouping was Alonzo, trying to advance it ahead, but couldn't. Now here comes Bosch. Bosch throws one on goal, and that's easily gloved down by Hirschfield.
There's the first stoppage since those two icings to start the game early, and there's just been a lot of back and forth losing of possessions between both teams, and ASU's first look at an offensive zone draw, see what they can do with it.
And these two teams haven't played since November of 2023, so quite some time since these two have squared off, and some unfamiliarity as they just try and feel each other out early on here, Aiden.
A lot difference than last game opponent for ASU. GCU, they have seen a lot so far.
Yeah, 4 games they've played against each other, and Weber State is not a familiar opponent to the Sun Devil side, and the same can be said about the Sun Devils. James trying to break it out. Good forecheck by Kowalchuk there. Taken away by Takatani now, who will take it across the blue. He's closed out there by Sechrist, and Takatani takes a tumble. Now up top, Jonah Gilbert, normally a defenseman playing forward here tonight. He will be the 13th forward for the Maroon and Gold. James high off the glass. This one will come all the way back to Maffeo. Couple bodies tied up at the far blue line, but no arms in the air. Called no icing. They feel a black jersey could have got there. James now leaving it behind. Has some help with him, as that is also James, so 2 James players on this squad. This one's thrown on net, but it trickles just wide. They appear to be brothers as well. They look a lot alike. I'm not too familiar with this Weber State team, but they do look quite similar. Now James behind the net moves it over to James. Also playing on a line together, so gonna get a lot of James tonight from those two.
And they're both leaving now together.
Both making a change. 2 blue liners for this Weber State team. Battle below the goal line there of ASU. 4 bodies involved in that. Maffeo is the one who comes away with it. Kimball chips it forward. Kowalchuk couldn't get it out, or that's Haddock. And now Haddock will go north with it. Trying to slide it through there to Kimball was Gilbert, but couldn't find him. Switchenberg stepping up with a stick there, but it falls right to Theed. Now back into Weber State's end as Theed will pick it up with the protection of his own net. Sent far side, now chipped ahead. Thrown through the middle, it finds his stick of Merritt. Bars to play it behind his own goal. He has time and he'll take it there, moving it to Gunderson. Gunderson feeling a forward check there. Good pressure applied by Norwood. And Switchenberg will go north to Matt Kimball. Kimball sent across to Renbarger. Renbarger throws one on, it's in! An off-angled knuckle puck from Jacob Renbarger sneaks over the right shoulder of Hirschfield. ASU leads 1-0.
It's a great way to start the game for ASU. Going up against an opponent who's 18-0, they know it's going to be a challenge for them tonight, and to start off early with a lead, that makes Barr's job a little bit easier. He has a goal to his team, and now he's playing to keep the lead.
Little bit of a help there to get the first one. Maybe knock off some jitters as well, especially playing a team of this caliber. But Weber State will look for a response. Perennially one of the best teams in the Western Conference of the ACHA, rather, and they finished 4th in the West last year. Looking for a response now, Klochkov with it. Across the blues, slicing to his right, he'll leave it behind. Walking in on goal, shot was blocked there, as it looked like Perry got a piece of it. Amelse now trying to do it himself. He walks through one, trying to sachet through another, but couldn't quite get through. Klochkov picks it up on the half wall. Weber State will break it out cleanly. Good stick there, though, by Summer, as he'll turn defense and offense as well. This decor of ASU creating a lot. Chance was there for Summer as he threw one from a sharp angle, but couldn't get the rebound. Now a shot from the slot for Kowalchuk. Rebound through the crease, but Summer didn't have the angle. Hunter now looking for a stretch pass. He had a man streaking, and Corey Mader, but couldn't connect on the pass that would have sent them on a breakaway.
Very promising looks from that ASU squad right there.
Trying to build on that 1-goal lead that they have. Here's Kowalchuk. Kowalchuk throws a shot there, and that's swallowed up by Herschel. And an offensive zone draw is ahead for the Sun Devils.
The Sun Devils, with a early 1-0 lead, are now getting another opportunity on the offensive zone draw here to grow that lead to 2.
And they're going to need a lot more than just one to beat this Weber State team here tonight.
Definitely, they have what did you say before on the pre? How many points? How many goals?
95 goals, according to the ACHA website on the year, leading the Mountain West Conference.
Through 18 games, correct?
Yes, 18 games, 18 wins. One came in a shootout, but still have not lost to this point. Gunderson throws one on goal off the end board there, as that one was way wide. Now Gilbert playing forward. This one's tipped up in the air, but gloved down by Maffeo. Maffeo will cycle it to James. That's Parker James. His, I would assume, brother is Cooper, as they're on a D-line together. Batted in by McInnes. Maffeo able to keep it as well, as he'll sauce one on the back end. Thrown on goal. Rebounds there. Big block there by James. Now an arm in the air as the net is off. It was Brady Sisto who picked it up. He was wearing number 29 tonight with the last name Barrett, the late addition, stepping in for Ethan Bellatini. Good offensive zone shift here from the Sun Devils as they're looking to keep the attack alive and keep Weber State on their heels here. Thrown on goal again, but Hitchfield knocked it down through traffic. Weed floats one into the neutral zone. Amelse with a diving play to get it back to Sechrist there. Now batted into the zone there by Reed. Ruled off sides as everyone will have to tag up, and now the other way comes Haddock. Kimball sends it in looking for the tip from Haddock, and a big rebound there off the right pad of Hirschfield, but no yellow jerseys in sight. Kimball back to Melse. Trying to leave it behind. He'll go to Matisse Bars, an unorthodox play there to try and give it back to your goalie. Not sure if that was by design or not. Kimball across the blue, trying to throw one to James there, and Merritt will come away with it. Seacrest laying a body arm in the air as he got in the way of Schuster, and he's going to head to the box, and that'll send Weber State to the power play.
You commented earlier on how the unorthodox play to kick it back to your goalie, but last game against GCU, Matthias Bars played it really well behind the goal, and when he had the puck on his stick, he was dealing some good passes that led to some good attacks.
Yeah, and Matisse Bars has been, I absolutely agree. I mean, he's been one of the best puck players from a goalie that I've seen in a long time, especially standing at 6'8". I mean, that is quite impressive to be able to have that type of hand-eye coordination to play the puck like that. This Weber State power play, also the best in the Mountain West. 40% clip, an unbelievable percentage to have on the power play. We'll see if they can capitalize here, as Seacrest will head to the box 2 for interference. On the half wall now, sent down below the goal line, trying to go back to that left flank, but couldn't connect with them. And ASU able to get a clear as Kowalchuk sent it down from the seat of his pants. Trying to break it out as Weber State, they'll leave it with Hunter. Hunter trying to use his speed, he walks right around Bosch. Hunter still with it below the goal line, on his forehand. Looking to set up, and they'll do just that. Great job by Hunter to use his speed to allow for a clean setup here for Weber State. Now he lets one go, blocker down, Bosch rebound was there, it'll pop back out. Good patience here from Kolchkov, who gives it over, and now zipping it around all around the top through that top triangle there, this umbrella power play. Kolchkov with it. Chance was there momentarily, but couldn't capitalize on it. Weber State still trying to hammer away. 30 seconds left on this power play. Thrown in front there, but Summer got to stick to it. Now below the goal line of ASU, Switchenberg pokes it forth. And this one will go all the way back for Howell to pick up in his own end. Cross the blue pretty quickly with the stretch pass. Quick transition there. Here's Kolchkov. Kolchkov up to the point. It's Hunter. Hunter throws one on goal, looking for a tip. Time winding down on the power play. Puck still up for grabs. It's set up to the point. Nobody's there. James walking across. He'll send it in deep. A good touch there by Sisto. Power play over for the for Weber State as this one's thrown far side. Thrown again from an off angle, but nothing doing there as Hirschfield got in the way. Mater throws one wide there, but just gets into the zone, and he allows for Locust to get it on the forecheck. Gunderson goes north with it. It'll squeak across the blue. Weber State will be forced to regroup, but Ice starting to tilt in their favor. That one just hits the chest of Bars, off-angled shot. And he'll swallow that up, but an offensive zone draw, and that's for a change for the Wildcats.
ASU's defense throughout that power play the power play kill was really good, and it's been great to start this game so far, and I thought it showed some signs of greatness during that power play kill.
Sanders picks it up on the half wall. Trying to find a breakout here cleanly, but good trap there by Weber State. This one sent back to James. Now over to his brother on the far side. He'll send one through the middle, and that's tipped into the zone. Bouncing puck for Bars there, but good job to get his chest in front of it.
Bars doing exactly what ASU needs him to do in a game like this. Just keep that puck from getting to the back of the net, because you never know how many goals ASU is going to get. If ASU's only goal is just one, I trust Bars in this situation to keep that 1-goal lead.
It's going to be a game where he needs to step up, kind of a test game, as they haven't played someone as strong as Weber State, and they probably won't for the rest of the year. Looks like an arm in the air here. Didn't see the call, but somebody going for a cross check. And it looks like it's going to be an ASU power play. It's Jaden Hughes who's heading to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking, and ASU will have a chance to grow their lead by one more on the man advantage.
Big power play here for ASU to grow their lead, and there's 4 minutes left in the period, and so half the time will remain when Weber State's back to full strength.
And ASU struggled on the power play against GCU, electing to go with their second unit first. Sanders, Kowalchuk, Markovsky with Amelse and Seacrest up top, but a quick clearance there. Good work by Norwood to send that one out almost immediately.
Saw a lot of that from that GCU game yesterday. They set the puck down pretty quickly.
And it's kind of been a struggle, this power play, and the reason they haven't been able to get set up is because they can't win the faceoffs as soon as they start their power plays and need to find a way to generate that momentum immediately. Here's Seacrest trying to gain the zone, but just offsides there, and they'll have to come back to center ice.
Seems like ASU, every power play opportunity they get, they kind of, some self-inflicted wounds immediately, like you saw there, lost the faceoff, sends it down, and now offsides.
Just can't find their footing on the man advantage in these last few games, but I mean, it hasn't stopped them from winning games, Aiden, so maybe they don't need it, but boy, would it be nice to have.
Especially in a game like this.
Switchenberg getting it on the forecheck. Rimmed all the way around in the feet of Artukovic, who will send it to Kimball. Kimball now trying to set up this power play. He'll bank it up top. Perry taken away from him. This is Kloshkov with it. Waiting for options as he'll just eat some clock down and send it in deep. First one there will be a black jersey. It's Norwood, but he takes the spill. Now ASU the other way. Gunderson cutting through the middle, wanting an offsides call there, but he'll just send it in deep for Perry. Haddock now applying pressure. Good clearance there by Archukovic. And it'll go into the bench, however, and lead to a whistle.
40 seconds remain on this ASU power play. If they want to look to get a goal through on this power play and have a successful power play, it's going to start with this faceoff right here.
Need to win this draw. They really haven't had much on the power play at all, as it's kind of been all in the possession of the Wildcats, or if not, up for grabs, as they haven't had a chance to set up yet. Back to the second unit that they started with. Markovsky looking through the seam there, but couldn't find Amelse. Amelse on his backhand sends it in deep to Kowalchuk. Kowalchuk walking up, looking to the point. He finds Seacrest. Seacrest slid over to Markovsky. Through the seam, and Amelse couldn't catch the pass, as he would have had a chance for a high-quality shot there. Seacrest over to Amelse. 10 seconds remaining on the power play. Markovsky battling for it. He'll come away with it in the high slot. Sanders lets one go. Oh, what a save that is by Trey Hirschfield.
Couple opportunities there for ASU, and couldn't get a clean stick on that pass, which would have led to a really good quality shot. And then there, just a great save by Hirschfield.
Trey Hirschfield with that shoulder there that the first goal snuck by, and he's found his footing as this game has moved on. And a huge one there on Sanders in the high slot. Sent through traffic there. Bounce for Bosch. Now Weber State back to even strength. Sent in deep. Bars plays it once again, which is seeming to be a common trend of this whole season. Maffeo takes a spill as he got knocked down. Now this one will bounce all the way back into the hands of Howe. Howe goes far side, and this one snapped far side once more. And a bounce falls into the hands there of a black jersey, but somebody got in the way. Summer now trying to bank it ahead. Slipping a hit there was Kelleher. And now both teams will get some changes. Howe with it, trying to center one. Big save there by Bars. Sliding all the way across somehow. Matisse Bars was able to keep that one out, but what a chance that was for Weber State.
Weber State looking to keep getting chances just like that one. If they keep putting shots on goal, their hope is that the one will slip by, but Matisse Bars looks unfazed.
Responding to the big save from Hirschfield with one of his own there. We saw a defensive game the other night at Mullet Arena. Maybe we'll get one here tonight. Shots 12 now for Weber State and 11 for ASU, and what has been a pretty even fought battle on the shot clock. To this point, chance in front, they score! Even battle on the shot clock, even battle on the scoreboard. Weber State strikes back, it's 1-1.
55 seconds left to go in this one, in the first period. And we got an even slate. Looking pretty interesting going into the second period. What's in store?
It was Simon Bashir on the goal. We'll wait to see the assists are from, but a great setup, and he was able to just bang the one-timer in there. Verscheri, I believe, is the pronunciation on that. I apologize if I'm butchering any of these. Will do my best to get them right. Weber State trying to add to their total in this final minute here. ASU, Switchenberg trying to connect there with Sanders, but couldn't. Howell will send it ahead with 27 remaining. Markovsky goes far side. Here's Sanders down the left. Knocked off his stick, battling in the corner now. And Weber State trying to get it out. Thrown all the way into the rafters and kicked ahead there by Mater. It'll be sent right back up to the wall to him, but he couldn't get there to keep it in. 2 seconds remaining, now 1, and that'll do it for the first period of play from the Ice Den Chandler. Score level at 1. Weber State with a last-minute goal. Aiden, what are your overall takeaways for both sides from that first period?
Both teams so far through this game have played really well defensively, and with only one goal for each team. And with Weber State, for instance, they have so many goals to start the season, and holding them to 1 is a really good sign for this ASU defense and Matthias Bars. But for ASU, they're going to need to keep shooting shots to get one in and grow their lead to more, as Weber State has shown that they're going to bounce back.
Level at 1-1. We will have a nice cut and a quick break and be right back here at the Ice Den Chandler in just 15 minutes.
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates aflash. The home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Third period, last game in the playoffs too. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and a one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good
never to come back.
I see people turn their heads and quickly look away. Like a newborn baby, it just happens every day.
I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door, I must have it painted black.
Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the facts. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black.
No more will my green seagull turn a deeper blue. I could not foresee this thing happening to you.
If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning sun.
I see your dirty face, hide behind your collar. What is done in vain? Truth is hard to swallow, so you pray to God to justify the way you live a lie, live a lie, live a lie. And you take your time, and you do no crime. Will you make your bed? I made mine. Because when I arrive, I'll bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher. What this is, forgot. I must now remind you, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Now the son's disgraced. He who knew his father when he cursed his name turned and chased the dollar, but it broke his heart. So he stuck his middle finger to the world, to the world, to the world. And you take your time, and you stand in line where you'll get what's yours. I got mine. Because when I arrive, I'll bring the fire, make you come alive. I can take you higher. What this is, forgot. I must now remind you, let it rock, let it rock, let it rock. Yeah, Wayne's World, Planet Rock, panties drop, and the top. And she gon' rock till the camera stop. I sing about angels like Angel Eye, rock, and pay my life, rock, and Samadai, rock, and Amanda, and Tamara. Wow, I'm in here like, what's up, mechanic, me, I can fix you up, I can you up, I can get down, shout it, we could go wherever, just pick a town, and my jewelry is louder than an engine sound, big egg rocks like on the ground, dirty like socks that's on the ground, we say, because when I arrive, I'll bring the fire, make you come alive.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the park. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause
Welcome back, everyone, to the Ice Den Chandler here in Arizona. And we have some updates for you guys regarding those two games we mentioned. First of all, Weber State dropped the game against Utah. A buzzer beater, I believe, was hit by Utah to win the game as they were up 3 with 5 seconds left.
No, I think it went to overtime, and then they lost in overtime 89-92.
Okay, so Weber State drops their game. And then, Aiden, what's the update on ASU hockey?
Yeah, number 19, Colorado College beats Arizona State 3-1.
So both teams in search of their school's first win of the night. So adding a little more pressure to this game. We flip sides. 20 minutes in the rear view mirror, 40 more to go. Aiden, what are your biggest takeaways from that first period? We're level at 1 and what has been a very even-keeled match to this point.
Yeah, like you said, very even, and, you know, you got two teams who are top of their respective divisions, number 1 in the West Coast Hockey Conference and number 1 in the Mountain West Collegiate Hockey League. And when you have two teams at the top, you're going to get a good game, and that's exactly what we're getting here.
And Weber State at the end of a long weekend where they played 3 games up until this point, but ASU also played just last Thursday, so not a ton of difference fatigue-wise to that point. But we'll see what this third period holds. Shots in the first period, 15 for Weber State as they begun to start to take over this one at the end of that first period, and ASU with 12 shots of their own. The goals coming from Jacob Renbarger, assisted by Liam McInnes and Jacob Gunderson. Then for Weber State, it was Simon Verschure from Corey Mader to level the score at 1. But we're ready to go, and the second period of play is underway here from the Ice Den. Tipped in immediately by Weber State, and immediately Matisse Barr is getting a little action as he'll play this one over to Summer. Now Bosch trying to shovel it out of the zone, but can't. And Summer will attempt to clear once more, and they will get it out, but Kelleher can't reach out to grab it, so this one will go all the way down, but no icing called. Switchenberg thrown on goal, tipped there by Kelleher, but into the wrong net as that one went into the netting above the glass, and a quick whistle here just 30 seconds into this one.
Early chance here for ASU, really trying to flip this, the script of what happened at the end of the last period where it was all Weber State, and now ASU has a good chance here to start this period and maybe get some momentum of their own.
So offensive zone draw for the Sun Devils. Both teams still really trying to lay stake in this game as Kimball throws one just wide. McInnes goes below the goal line. A couple bodies battle for it there, but it's fluttered all the way behind the net. And I believe it caught a bit of the netting, and whistle is blown, killing that play. So another offensive zone draw, which was won by Weber State on that last attempt. Jack Haddock in the circle for the Sun Devils. Tough to see from all the way down at this end who's in there for Weber State, but ASU wins it this time. Unloading from one there is Gunderson, but that was gloved down in net there by Hirschfield.
Great save by Hirschfield there. That puck came flying right at that goal, and he just gloves it cleanly, and ASU's just going to keep pounding shots until one lands.
And that looked like what they were going for. Gunderson out a little bit to the left there, maybe a set face-off play of some sort as he tried to immediately step into a one-timer. This time won by Weber State as they went for a change of personnel at the whistle. Trying to get it out, but can held in there by Kimball. Now Weber State trying to break it out of their zone. They've been trapped for about 30 to 45 seconds, but now they have it on the attack. Sent below the goal line, sent out in front, but a good stick there by Gunderson to break up the pass from Hughes. He was looking there in the high slot for Takatani, but couldn't find him. Here's Hughes again. Hughes thrown on the backhand on goal, but Bars will just glove that one and get the whistle.
Weber State now with a chance of their own here to open the second period with a goal and take the lead early in the second period, as they had the momentum going into the second period, but it's been a lot of ASU possession.
And it began to feel like the tides were starting to shift there in the favor of Weber State towards the end of that period. Here's a chance in front. Bars with the left pad rebound. Didn't get on goal. Opportunity there in front. That was Locust on the chance, but Bars up to the task. Weber State still on the attack, though. Sent it all the way across. Artukovic sends one on goal. Seacrest will try and go north with it, but Locust has it now. Merritt racing with Emelisse. Will look to get it out of the zone, and he finds Perry. Perry across the blue, looking for someone in the high slot, but no one there. Transition game now for Weber State. Sent on the backhand, chance in front for Locust, but he couldn't catch it cleanly. Up to the point now, sent over, let go there by Merritt, but off target. Alonzo now rims this one all the way around. It catches the lip there and goes to the half wall. Now Norwood below the goal line. Sent over. And on goal. Rebound was there for a moment as Klochkov took a swing at it. Now Alonzo from the point sends another one through. Another save by Bars as the Wildcats are starting to mount an immense amount of pressure here. Seacrest trying to throw the Sun Devils a life vest. Perry got a piece of it with the high stick, but it'll go down for icing anyway, so it's coming back to ASU zone as they get a much-needed breather, but have to find a way to get this out of their own end as Weber State is looking dangerous right now.
Yeah, right at the end of that Weber State pressure there. Great save by Bars. Puck right in front of him in the air, and he bats it down with his stick. Bars is just all over the place. He's good with the puck. He knows where the puck is at all times, and he's 6'8" at the same time.
And with how this game's going, he might need to steal one for the Sun Devils as Weber State has been all over ASU. Thrown into the far corner. Mater will give chase and send it over to Mattingly. Mattingly behind the goal. Sent on the doorstep there for Mater, but he can air it. Mater again, and another save by Bars. 2 shots along the ice, but a good job covering up the bottom part of the net. Now Weber State back to chase it in their own end. Trying to get right back to the offensive zone. Cutting through here. Chance on goal. Deflection save there by Bars as Howell had an opportunity. And a hand pass here. This one's coming right back to ASU zone, which is not what they need right now. They are suffering.
It's been all Weber State to start this second period. Right after ASU had a lot of possession of the puck, but now it's right back to Weber State, just how the first period ended.
I haven't seen Weber State play, but when I see someone who's undefeated and as dominant as they have been, this is the team I expected to see as they look sharp. Seacrest on his backhand over to Switchenberg. Switchenberg slams on the brakes, but he'll rim it up the wall. Slips past the stick there of James. It'll go all the way down, but tips, so icing is neutralized. Sisto makes a move around one, bats it below the goal line. Throwing it in front there was Priestley, but Maffeo couldn't get a mitt to it. Switchenberg held on the wall there, and Sisto will just send this one in deep. Hirschfield plays it behind his own net, leaves it for his D-man in James. Touched through the middle, here comes Hughes. Hughes walking in, lets one go, but right into the chest there of Bars as he will get a whistle.
I think the winner of this game is going to come down to what goalie ends up playing better. I mean, we're looking at a real battle of goalies here, and it's been a lot different, in my opinion, from that last game we called with GCU. It's less physical. I mean, a lot of defense, but a lot less physical to start.
And maybe a result of not being a crosstown rivalry like GCU is, but I mean, Matisse Bars is shredding water right now, and it just comes down to how long he can stay afloat if this keeps up. Renbacher, the only goal scorer for ASU in this 1-1 game. Sent it below the goal line. Now Haddock trying to hold his man there. Sent all the way through the middle, off a bank. Here's the chance the other way. Walking in. All alone, and a chance there for Schuster, but a big save by Bars on the breakaway. Locust battling away, trying to keep it in, but it'll go up to the point. James sends one through, but that's off a stick. Renbarger trying to get it out, but that's off a stanchion. He will get it out with the help of Jack Haddock. Now James sends it in. That's Cooper James playing a right defense and Parker playing left. Turned over. Here's a chance. Schuster on the backhand, but he couldn't get a shot away. Hunter now with it. Trying to send one up to the point. Good keep there by Artukovic. Klochkov with it now at the half wall. He'll send it down low. In front there, they score! Norwood on the setup from Caden Hunter. And just like that, the script has been flipped, Aiden. Weber State leads 2-1.
Big goal there for Weber State to take the lead, and saw it coming kind of. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of time on our side of the net, or on side of the ice here down at the ASU end. And if they kept the pressure up, eventually one would slip in.
And it felt like a matter of time at the beginning of the second period. So 14-19 remaining in this middle frame. Weber State takes the lead 2-1. And they're right back with possession off the center ice draw there. ASU needs to find a response to all of this Weber State offense. No icing here. Bars will play it on his backhand. Good forecheck there by Klochkov as he breaks it up, as a chance was there in the slot momentarily, but here's Bosch the other way. Bosch trying to dance around one, but he stood up. Kowalchuk now battling away with a couple black jerseys. This one's in front, but it'll find a wildcat as this one's sent into the neutral zone now. Amelse moving to his right. He lost it for a moment, but got it right back. Feeling some pressure now from Mattingly. Sent through the middle there, Bosch. Bosch sends it in deep. Bounce off the end wall there for Hirschfield as it caught him a little off guard, but no harm, no foul. Melse stepping down, but his man beats him. Weber State trying to get it out. Here's a chance the other way, an opportunity there for Murkowski, but he put it wide. Still digging at the half wall is Melse. Sanders lets one go, but somebody got a piece of that to send it wide. Melse stepping up once more, but he's beat again. Here comes Weber State the other way. They have numbers. Thrown to the middle. Chance in front. Couldn't put it home. It was Howell right there on top of the crease. But Bars got all of it, and it looked like Howell didn't get much of it at all. Seacrest trying to hammer it out off the shin pad of Sanders as he'll send this one to Murkowski. Murkowski sends it in deep. Now giving chase is James. He feels some pressure from Sanders. And Murkowski pokes one on goal there from weird angle, and that's easily stopped by Hirschfield.
Bars, who has let in 2 goals so far to start the game, or well, during this game, has been really efficient on these one-on-one situations where he's got a man coming at him, and he's just him and a Weber State man, and he's done really well. Schuster, I believe, had one attempt and was unsuccessful, and just there had another one unsuccessful.
11-3, the shots in favor of the Wildcats, a testament to how this period has gone so far. Bars 24 saves on 26 shots, so really not too bad, although giving up 2. Here's Hughes in front again, stopped by Bars, as he is just getting peppered right now. Battle along the blue line. Summers in there. Jonah Gilbert trying to help out as he gives a couple shots to the back of a Weber State player. Sent in deep there by Theed. Switchenberg wheeling the net. Hughes broke it up momentarily, but now ASU back with it. Again turned over. Behind the net now is Takatani. Up to the point. James throws one on goal. A couple bodies got in the way, but ultimately Merritt's body shut it down. 4 bodies again battling in the corner. Maffeo might have a chance at it, and he will as he moves this one forward. Sisto trying to find Gilbert, but can't. Now Takatani with a fast break chance, maybe. Good hustle there, though, by Summer to shut that down. Switchenberg to Sisto, who sends it in deep. Now James will be the first one there. Good support on the half wall, but this one's thrown to the middle, and Gunderson can't keep it in, but he'll throw it right back in deep. Fluttered all the way through. No icing. streaking through with an opportunity, drug down, arm in the air. We'll see what the call is. If it's a penalty shot or not, it's just going to be a penalty, and it's going to go on Liam McInnes. So Weber State, it's felt like they've been on a power play all night long to this point, but they will actually have a power play now when I wouldn't be shocked if they score here, Aiden.
Yeah, and like you said, it's kind of been all Weber State this second period. And now that they have the man advantage as well, it's going to be really difficult for this Sun Devils team to contain this dominant Weber State offense.
0 for 1 on the power play tonight for Weber State, despite their excellent season mark at 40%. And win the draw, and they'll look to set up right away, thrown on goal, but Bars gets a quick whistle. So flip sides, and we'll do it again. As Weber State will have another draw here. Mattingly, Hunter, joined by Norwood out there on the power play, and at the points, Klochkov, and I believe that is Howe. Theed heading to the locker room now for Weber State, as from what he said, I believe he didn't have an edge. Looking to change some blades, maybe ASU trying to clear. Chance the other way, Klochkov lets one go off the side of the net. It looked like it was in, and everyone on the Wildcat bench jumped up, but no cigar as that one stayed out. Now Howell with it. Sent to the middle. Klochkov again trying to slide one to Hunter in front, but didn't get through. Norwood goes to Hunter. Hunter down low to Norwood. Couldn't corral it cleanly as he'll backhand this one up. Klochkov feeling some pressure from Seacrest. Trying to keep it in. They will. Seacrest able to get it out, though. And that one will go all the way down and allow ASU to get a change. Everyone but Gunderson able to get to the bench. 50 seconds remaining on the Wildcat power play. Battling away at the wall there. This one's sent in deep by Weber State as their new line will come out. Alonzo on the forecheck. That's kept in at the point. Up top now, Alonzo moves it over to James. Now on the half wall with it is Mater. Mater again. Sent across. Alonzo lets one go just wide. James moves it down to Mater. Mater walking in, off-angled shot off the pad there at Bars. And Amelse will try and clear. James got to stick to it, but it does eke out of the zone. Now here comes Alonzo, but it's knocked away by Kowalchuk as the power play does expire from Weber State. Thrown on goal there. Heads up play by Versure to throw it through a defender and create a rebound, but nobody there. Amelse now chasing into the far corner. He takes a hit. And Markovsky lays a hit himself as this one will find Alonzo. Bars can't get there. Chance now as Bars was out of position, but he gets back and for sure couldn't pull the trigger as Amelse got to stick to it. Gunderson is absolutely gassed out there as well. He's been out there for 2 minutes straight and now more than that. He'll float one through the middle. Markovsky will kick it down with his right boot and send it in deep. James first one there. Sanders smothers him to the wall. Still tied up as both teams have been battling along the boards, and a lot of battles tonight as this one sent off the ceiling and we'll get a whistle. A lot of nonstop hockey here in the second period. Over halfway through, 7:47 remaining in the frame. Aiden, what have you seen to this point? It has been all Weber State.
Yeah, Weber State really dominating the second period, and kind of the same story as the first period where one team scored and then a lot of time without a stop and finally a stoppage in clock, and now ASU has a chance to score to even this up, but really good on them to have a successful penalty kill in a situation like this.
A big penalty kill against a good power play, but now an even chance for Locust, but knocked away there by Summer. Good stick there. Takatani below the goal line now. He'll move it up to the point. Artrukovic sends it to Takatani. Throws one on goal. Knocked down by Bars. Artrukovic stepping into it again. Now at the point. Sent through traffic, but didn't get all the way through. Locust and Switchenberg now battle. Hit fanned on there by Takatani as he tried to bump Perry, that was, who now takes a spill at his heels. And Takatani gives a little giggle. Here's Switchenberg cutting to the middle. Chance on the doorstep right there, but nobody could get a stick to it as this one remains 2-1. Now a chance the other way. Murkowski, arm in the air. Penalty coming. To the bench goes Bars, and Switchenberg will have it at the point. Sent down to Murkowski. He gets taken down, and finally Weber State touches up as ASU will head to the power play. What'd you see there, Aiden? I didn't catch it, but it looks like Hughes heading to the box, which will be his second penalty of the game.
Just a lot of bodies. I couldn't really see from down here what exactly happened, but what I do know is that ASU has a really good chance at evening this one up with a power play opportunity of its own.
One-man advantage, and they need a goal here, trying to level the score where they have been reeling all period. So it's Hughes 2 for tripping. I believe he tripped up Haddock, if I saw that correctly, but regardless, Weber State to the penalty kill, ASU to the power play, and right off the draw, Weber State's going to be able to get it clear. Bars plays it. First body there is a Wildcat, and good patience, but no support there for Bars. Now Norwood picks it up in the offensive zone. Moved up to the top. Klochkov feeling some pressure from Gunderson from behind, and he coughs it up. 3 short-handed goals on the year. Klochkov looking for one more, but he sailed it over top. Kimball sending it in deep. Haddock racing to get there first, and he will. Gunderson now picks it up at the point. Bank down low to Haddock. Slid to the high slot, Maffeo. McInnes lets one go. That's a big eat there by Klochkov. Haddock hemmed to the wall. Gets some support from a couple of bodies. And now walking away with it is Maffeo. Up top to Gunderson. Gunderson lets one go, and that one was a wide as well, as I believe it was a little high. And Klochkov able to clear. Gunderson gets a piece of it. Only one black jersey able to go to the bench as this one sent to the far side. Here's Kowalchuk as he's dragged down. No arms in the air, though. And again, cleared by Weber State. Bars to play it, but a good kill to this point from the Wildcats as 30 seconds remain. Seacrest sends one in deep. Kowalchuk trying to poke it ahead, but can't. Trying to take it away from James, and this one will fall with Locust. Locust eats it on the wall. 7 seconds on the power play as Bars begins to bang his stick, marking an unceremonious finish. And now maybe a chance the other way, right off the bench. Slid to the back door. Looking for Hunter there was Merritt. Now Merritt in front, and it's in! Merritt had the chance in front, but fanned, and it was ultimately Ethan Sanders who put it into his own net. So an unsuccessful power play and an own goal as things are only getting worse for the Sun Devils as they now trail by 2.
On top of that, Bars, who is playing very well under a lot of pressure there, and he just raised his leg guard up for half a second. They were able to get one right through.
Somehow squeaked through in a mad dash in front of the net. So it's Merritt unassisted as a result of the own goal. And this one's just going to be covered up at the other end by Hitchfield.
4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the second period. ASU needs a goal here if they want to stay into it. A lot of momentum for this Weber State team. If ASU wants to stay in, they cannot allow Weber State to maintain possession of this puck.
Weber State needs to keep their foot on the gas as well, which they have not struggled with at all this year. That's why they're undefeated. Great job playing with the lead. Ran through a bunch of teams in Montana before coming to Arizona. And now they're looking to go 3-0 in the Valley. Switchenberg trying to get it out, but he won't be able to. Artrukovic sends it down to Mater. Mater cycling it all the way around for Mattingly. Mattingly pushed to the wall there. Haddock comes in support as he'll wheel this one out of the zone before moving it, trying to find Kimball, but they won't connect. Now Weber State with it. Across the red, here they come, 2-on-2 chance. Crisscrossing, leaving it behind. Here's Verschure, chance in front, kick save there by Bars. Mattingly covered by Summer. Verschure coming over in support. As he's now taken by 3 Sun Devil bodies, he won't be able to win that battle. Sent all the way down, no icing. Poole will be the first one there, looking maybe for a stretch pass, and yes, he'll find Takatani on the stretch. Takatani kicked out. Hughes looking to center it in front, but he'll take it behind the goal line. Now Reed up to the point, sent back down again for Takatani. And his feet, he'll dig away at it. Hemmed to the wall by Kowalchuk right in front of us here. Behind the ASU net, now Takatani. Chance was there in front, but skittering puck went to the corner. McInnes takes a hit, but he'll send it out of the zone successfully. Howell now loses an edge. Stepping into it is Kelleher as he threw one in front, but batted away pretty easily by Merritt. And we have a whistle here, arm in the air, and looks like it's going to be another penalty on Weber State. And again, it's going to be Hughes. So his third penalty, he's going to the bench, so it's going to be Howell. Hughes had some words for the official, it looked like, and something the official didn't like clearly was said, but Howell heading to the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking. And ASU back to a power play in a moment where they need a goal.
2 minutes and 29 seconds left in this period, and he'll be serving a 2-minute power play or 2-minute penalty, as there will only be 29 seconds left where Weber's back at full strength. This could be very big for the ASU momentum.
Unless ASU scores. And we appreciate the kind comments saying we're way better than NAU's commentating. We do our best. And we'll take that over a rival school as well here in the Valley. So, played behind the net by Bars as Weber State has done an excellent job on the penalty kill all night, where they have shut down the Sun Devils. They're 0 for 3, going on 0 for 4 if they don't score here, but Kowalchuk will try and change that. Sent across to Sanders, right back to Kowalchuk, driving to the crease, somehow kept out. Big save there by Hirschfield, still loose, but a whistle blown. Great play by Kowalchuk to put his head down and drive right to the top of the crease, but the left pad of Hirschfield gets in the way.
Hirschfield has been great all night long, and it's exactly what you need from a goalie in a game like this.
And then hasn't seen a ton of action, only 6 shots from the Sun Devils in this period to the 24. So 4 times the shots for Weber State compared to the Sun Devils, but still finding a way to stay sharp despite the lack of action. Hughes now turning back, trying to eat some clock here on the penalty kill. Sent all the way down, and Gunderson will pick it up. As you can tell, some of these ASU players on this power play are starting to get frustrated. Sent through the middle to Kimball. Sauced ahead to Perry. Perry now into the zone, sends it below the goal line. Racing to get there is Switchenberg, but he gets bodied off the puck. Now floating in the middle, maybe a breakaway chance the other way. It's Hunter walking around, but a good block there by Gunderson on the centering pass. Last minute of play here at the Ice Den Chandler in the second period. Switchenberg on the right flank, but it's taken off his stick by Hunter. Still up for grabs in Weber State's end, but it's rimmed all the way around by Alonzo.
5 seconds on the power play.
Gunderson unloads, Bars bangs his stick, and That one's into the netting and out of play. So 5 seconds, or 2 seconds rather, on the Howe penalty for cross-checking before he'll be out of the box, and maybe a possible stretch pass if ASU doesn't keep someone back here. Howe at that far end from where this face-off's being taken, closest end to Matisse Bars, and we'll see if they decide to watch the box or not. And one up to the point, so that won't be an option. Amelse, broken stick. Sent all the way forward, and now here's James. All alone, he lets one go. Good back check by Sechrist, as Bars didn't have to do much on that one. Shoveled out, that one into the ASU bench, so that one will be out of play with 9 seconds remaining. Some screaming and shouting from fans, or rather the Weber State bench, I believe. I think they wanted a slash on that Parker James breakaway as he came off the bench and was all alone. Didn't get the call as Sechrist took a good hack at him.
Nine seconds left in the second period, and ASU, who is going to have a lot of ground to cover next period.
There's going to be a lot to talk about at intermission as well, as they'll have to claw their way out of this hole they dug themselves. This one's covered by Hirschfield, and that will do it for the second period. Score 3-1 in favor of Weber State in a dominant period. They outshot the Sun Devils 25-8. Their 2 goals coming from Carter Merritt, who got a little bit of a good bounce there on an own goal, Aiden, and then Kevin Norwood from Caden Hunter and Makar Klochkov. What are your takeaways from the period? What does ASU need to do to get back into this one, and what does Weber State need to keep doing to continue their success?
ASU needs to shoot the puck more and maintain puck possession way more, as they have really struggled at the end of the first and now the whole second, what it's felt like. For Weber State, just keep maintaining the puck and doing what they've been doing best, which is shooting and scoring. So
20 minutes of Weber State domination in the middle frame, 20 more ahead. Score 3-1. We will be right back after the break.
Well, I went down to the local arena, asked to see the manager man. He came from his office, said, "Son, can I help you?" Looked at him and said, "Yes, you can." Yeah, I want to drive the Zamboni. Hey, I want to drive the Zamboni. Yes, I do.
Coming on to the light of day, we got many moons that are deep at play. So I keep an eye on the shadow, smile to see what it has to say. You and I both know everything must go away. What do you say? Spinning out that is on my heart. It's like a bitter light in a touch of dark. You got sneak attack from the zodiac that I see off ice bar. Keep the
20 more minutes hanging on the clock. Third period of play, moments away from beginning. I am Easton Stockford. Alongside me is Aiden Longbreak and Aiden. ASU trailing 3-1, and this Weber State team has looked really solid. What have they done well to your knowledge so far?
Well, Weber State's done everything well to my knowledge. I mean, look at them playing well offensively, playing well defensively, playing well to keep the puck in their possession. Arizona State's going to have a huge mountain to climb in this third period, and that starts with the man between the pipes, Matthias Bars, who needs to scratch everything that happened last period, because this is a new period and this is all they have for tonight, and this is all they have to come back and win this game.
40 shots through 2 periods for Weber State's on Matthias Bars. He's been rock solid, gave up 2 goals last period on 25 shots, but they're going to need him to give up no more if they want to have a chance in this one. Both teams lined up. Stepping in to take the draw is Caden Hunter and Tyler Kowalchuk. And a pump fake from the ref, and we're underway in the final period of play. Switchenberg to Kowalchuk right off the draw as this one skitters over to Bosch, who lets one go, but that fluttered into the corner. Kowalchuk in front, he had it right there, sitting in the crease alone, but couldn't get a clean swipe at it. And now Klotchkov will send it out of the zone.
ASU coming out with a different type of fire that we didn't see last period.
And they're going to need more than just that. Didn't switch up the lines, at least not this one, as this is the same unit they've been playing all game, rather. As here's Switchenberg. Switchenberg slicing through the middle of the ice. He'll bring this one wide. Below the goal line trying to center one, but Klotchkov was the only one to be found. Now Hal the other way. He brings it on his backhand wide. Slicing in the middle there on the back door was a wildcat, but couldn't pull the trigger on the shot and maybe didn't have the angle either. Perry trying to pick it up on the half wall. Now stepping into one is Vashur. Chance is there, and they score! Quick strike in the final frame for Weber State as they grow their lead to 3. And Aiden, do you think that's the daggers? There's still plenty of time for ASU to come back.
18 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time, but that mountain I was talking about before the period started just got taller.
And they're going to need a lot now. Weber State, 4th goal of the night, growing their lead to 4-1. We will wait to see who the goal scorers and assisters were. As it was Corey Mader who got the goal, and Mattingly on the assist, as well as, I believe that was it. I think it was just Maynard for Mattingly, but then again, here's Weber State with the puck. Maffeo turns it over in the neutral zone. Stepping through here is Mattingly. Mattingly lets one go, and that's stopped by Bars. On the half wall now, Weber State was able to keep that one in. 2 yellow jerseys on 1 black, but a black jersey fishes it out. Now Maffeo off the turnover, coming the other way. He'll send it in deep and go for a change. First body there is Theed, who will reverse this one back. And now Haddock getting in on the forecheck bar. Trukovic steps around him. Gunderson sending one off what would have been the glass, but instead goes into the Sun Devil bench as some more time is ticked off the clock.
Yeah, and ASU's going to need to start getting possession of this puck, and opportunities like this via the face-off, where they have kind of struggled throughout the season.
They win that one, however, and 4 unanswered for Weber State to get them to this point at 4-1. Is ASU struck first, and maybe had Weber State thinking, maybe had us thinking that they were going to be able to come away with a win and break the perfect record of Weber State, but now Weber State is in the driver's seat. Artrukovic trying to get out of the zone. A couple of shots on goal there, but really nothing doing for the Sun Devils. Turned over there at the blue line. With it is Reed, who will rip it all the way around the wall at the Takatani. Osisto trying to step around one by Kant. Priestley over the boards, can't get a stop. And here's Locust the other way, who coughed up possession as well. Feels like there's been a lot of back and forth and jockeying for possession in this one. That one's tipped, no icing called.
Definitely on that. A lot of back and forth, especially that first period. It seemed like possession was bouncing back and forth, but it's been Weber State throughout.
Bars playing it behind his own goal. It's taken off his stick, centered in front. Not sure where it is. I believe it's in the glove of Matisse Bars. By the looks of it, is a whistle is blown.
Risky play from Bars there to come out of the goal, which is something he's done really well, but right there, really risky, but great play to get back and save that one.
Kind of got caught on his blind side there, as it was Locust who took it away from him. And ASU wins another draw in their own end. Summer backhands it to Gilbert and just throws it right away to Glutchkov, excuse me. James now below the goal line. Switchenberg slams him against the boards. Now up top, James will pick it up. This one gets down low. Chance on the step there as James stepped down. Parker James that is, but he sailed it wide. Trying to keep up with names for Weber State, but kind of tough to see numbers and names from this far end of the ice. As Kowalchuk steps into one but can't get it deep. Here's Hunter the other way, trying to step around one by Ken. Kowalchuk scoops it up. Dances around one across the red. Now he's into the Weber State zone, but loses possession momentarily before getting it back. Now Gunderson with a nice move. He makes one more, trying to throw it in front to Bosch, but Alonso got in the way. Here's Bosch now as that one went off the stick of Alonso as well. Now Gunderson cycling it to Bosch, trying to find someone in the high slot, but Mattingly rips that away. Off the glove of Kowalchuk there, as he'll send it back to Switchenberg, who goes to Gunderson. Trying to poke it ahead, it was Murkowski, but Mattingly took it away from him. And Aversure stepping through a couple before he loses it as well. Mattingly across the blue, kicked out to Versure, makes a man fall and parry, but a good recovery there as he takes the man down in the process as well. Versure takes a hit there from Perry. As physicality might start to ramp up here from the Sun Devils. Need a shot of momentum, maybe a spark to get themselves back into this one. And this one will fall right into the lap of Matisse Bars, and he will swallow that up for a stoppage in play.
Down 3, 14 minutes to go. ASU's time is slowly dwindling down to mount this comeback, as Weber State is going to get another opportunity here at the ASU end.
An offensive zone draw in Weber State. At this point, they just look comfortable. They've been here before. They've won a lot of games this year. They've scored a lot of goals, and they know what to do when the game's in their hands. I can't imagine they're going to get caught sleeping here by the Sun Devils, but you never know. We've seen crazier things. The NCAA team came back down from a 3-goal deficit in the first period to win a shootout last night. Maybe this D2 squad will hone some of that magic. That one's thrown wide on the shot by Takatani, but he gets it into the zone. Maffeo racing there against Artakovic, but it ends up with Hughes. Banked forward by Theed, but into ASU's possession. Maffeo chips one ahead, couldn't find Haddock though, and Weber State will just send this one back in as a bunch of bodies hop over the boards. Amelse now, he crosses the red, looking to go coast to coast. He'll drive wide, knocks the stick out of Theed's hand. Theed will go pick it up as Amelse will get some time and space. Still with it all the way around the world, but that one was wide. Stepping in there was Priestley, but a big save there by Hirschfield. Renbarger from an off angle. He is the only goal from the Sun Devils so far. Now a bounce off the wall. Hustling back is Seacrest as he'll just throw this one through the middle.
Hirschfield, who has not seen the same amount of time that Bars has looked great when he needed it.
And kind of a tough spot when you haven't seen a lot of action in a while and you kind of get caught cold there. Your first shot as Bars is definitely not cold as he takes another one off the chest there and covers it up. But that's a big save from Hirschfield as he hasn't felt rubber in quite a while and can be a difficult spot when you're kind of lolling in your own end for a bit.
Yeah, like you said, get caught cold, and he hasn't had the same amount of time on this end. And he hasn't even really needed to be active. He's kind of just been chilling here what seems like the entire second period and now the start of this third. As ASU is starting to make their way down to this end of the ice.
ASU trying to find any sign of offensive life as they have had absolutely nothing since that first goal they scored almost immediately in this game. But here's Brandon Bosch now trying to set something up. Norwood takes a spill, but no striped arms in the air. As this one's hemmed to the wall. 6 bodies there. There's a lot of lumber is digging at that puck. Norwood dishes one all the way around. Kowalchuk will be the first one there for the Sun Devils. Switchenberg sends one to the far corner. Stepping down now is McInnes, who will get it to James, who flutters it out of the zone before taking a hit there from Kelleher. Back to McInnes. So he'll just take this one below the goal line and look to make something happen with it through the neutral zone. Sent on goal there. Easy save from Hirschfield, and he'll poke it to his D-man and Huel. Thrown off the end board there. James pressured by Sisto. We get some help from Sanders now. Again battling on the wall as these two teams have done all night long. It feels like the puck's been on the boards for quite some time. Sanders from Gretzky's office behind the net. Chance there and they score! So for the first time since the first few minutes of this game, ASU is on the board. It's Brady Sisto who pots the second goal for the Sun Devils, and the Weber State lead is now cut to 2.
Sisto, who came into this game and to replace Ethan Bellatini. And Issa, I want to hear what you think. Was that just the aspect of down here being cold? You know, you just talked about how the goalie not getting a lot of action can get cold. Do you think that was built onto that?
Actually, not at all. Not at all. This Priestley was the one on the setup from behind the net, and it was a perfectly placed shot by Brady Sisto past the outstretched glove of Hirschfield. And it's a tough save for any goaltender, cold or not, as this one goes in the netting out of play, but a needed goal for the Sun Devils to cut the lead to 2, but they're still going to need quite a bit more in these last 10 minutes and 44 seconds. Or maybe a sign of change here at the Ice Den Chandler, and maybe the momentum that ASU needed. One back by ASU. Quick shot there from Kimball, but easily gloved by Hirschfield off the draw.
Really like what I'm seeing from this ASU squad, trying to get some late magic brewing here in Chandler as another face-off opportunity here for ASU.
And they were still being dominated at the beginning of this period, but in these last couple minutes, they've really looked like a different team. Not sure what led to that, but maybe starting to realize they need a sense of urgency if they want to come back in this one and take the shine from the perfect record of Weber State. Sent in deep on the half wall as Weber State is now back on the attack. Seacrest comes away with a board battle. And that finds Renbarger, who will just chip it out of the zone. Alonzo now dishes over to Howell. Will zip one north, and that's tipped into the zone. It's going to be on goal, but easily stopped by Mars, who will elect for the stoppage, and then an offensive zone draw for Weber State.
9 minutes and 54 seconds, and for these last 9 minutes and 54 seconds, one thing will not become perfect. Either Bars stays undefeated at 6-0, or Weber State stays undefeated throughout the entire year.
That is right. Aiden Matisse Bars is yet to be handed a loss this year. The 6'8" freshman who's been perfect for the Sun Devils and came into the first game against NAU in relief for William Kelly and hasn't turned back since, as he has been red hot. But maybe Weber State was the answer to the undefeated record of him, as he has not faced someone of this caliber yet. But here's Sanders the other way, trying to help him out. Thrown on goal, but swallowed up by Hirschfield as Sisto and Archukovic got into it a little bit there on the back door.
ASU applying more pressure here late to try to inch closer to this 2-goal deficit that they need to overcome.
Time winding down, and every second is of precious value right now for the Sun Devils. So Aiden just took a bit of a tumble behind the camera there. He's running the camera tonight, doing color as well. Shout out to him for not falling there.
You didn't call me out, man.
Thrown to the middle now. Here comes Klochkov the other way. He'll send it below the goal line, just trying to get pucks in behind these Sun Devils and hold on to their lead. Battling away at the half wall. This one squeaks out to the point for Archukovic. First one there will be Amelse, who kicks it to his winger there. That's Sisto, who has the latest addition to the scoreboard. Now sent below the goal line. First one there, Archukovic, who goes across to Klochkov. Klochkov back to Archukovic. Sent all the way across. Racing to get there is Theed, but it's sent in deep by a yellow jersey. Now Archukovic wheeling his net, looking to create a little bit of offense here, but he's knocked off the puck. Gunderson goes all the way across to Bosch. Bosch sends it off Ingles, shot off the knob of the stick there of Hirschfield. Now Kowalchuk lays ahead, good keep there by Switchenberg, but it finds the stick of Theed, who won't be able to connect with anyone. No icing called though. Now Verschure with it, below the goal line. Walking in front there, saved by Bars. Rebound was there for a minute, but it got thwarted away. James from the point, he lets one go, but that's blocked down by Kowalchuk. And again, James with it. Thrown through the seam, he had a body on the back door, but couldn't find him. There's now a whistle's blown. Not sure for what. As it looks like the helmet of Matisse Bars is broken, perhaps. I'm not sure what's happening, but there was a whistle. Bars took his helmet off. A ref went to talk to him, so 2 + 2 = 4. Bars' helmet is broken.
You know, let's not jump to conclusions down here, Easton. We are pretty far away.
Offensive zone draw for Weber State. I have good eyes, Aiden. Just not good enough to see the last names or numbers. Now Weber State below the goal. Goal line goes up to Verschure. Up top is James. He'll send it all the way around. Unable to get there is Summer, as Maffeo will race to get there on the half wall. Summer slashing through the middle, but that's knocked away. Here's a chance the other way. Mater has some help with him, but he'll shoot it. Big save there by Bars with the left pad. And he'll just squeeze that one with his blocker and get a needed whistle as he stops another odd man rush, as there has been quite a few for Weber State in this one.
53 Weber State shots so far tonight, as they've scored 4 times, so 49 saves tonight for Bars, who has let in 4 goals, but 49 saves is nothing to forget.
I mean, he's definitely having a great night regardless. Still at .925 save percentage, so nothing to scoff at on the night. Kimball backhands one up to the point for Amelse. Amelse walking to his left. He'll go across and back over to him as he sends one through, glove down by Hirschfield.
Yeah, on the other side, Hirschfield is no name to forget about, as 29 shots and only 2 have let in. So both goalies, like we mentioned earlier, have played phenomenal.
And good job by Bars to kind of keep this deficit manageable for the Sun Devils. They could definitely be trailing by more than 2 right now, but Hirschfield at the other end has been rock solid as well. And this goalie of this battle of 2 Titans, these goaltenders 6'8" versus 6'6", and he's going to be tested now. Hirschfield, Haddock was walking in, but couldn't get there as he runs over a man in front of us and goes up to Amelse. Amelse sends one on goal, but that's soared over top of the net. Arm in the air now. ASU is going to head to a power play. Bars on the bench, 6th attacker out. Kimball hemmed to the wall there as Weber State will touch up and get a whistle.
ASU gonna have a chance at a power play here.
And one where they need it. It's really now or never. Just over 6 minutes remaining. They have to find a way to get on the board here and cut this lead in half to 1. That would give them an opportunity. They could pull the goalie now, but it'd give them a much more realistic opportunity to level this game with the empty net. But I would love to see some overtime, Aiden.
Yeah, overtime would be electric here in Chandler.
First game ever played by the ASU program in Chandler. So history tonight, regardless of what happens. And now Weber State on the attack with only 4 men on the ice. Seacrest takes it away, and he'll look to break this one out for the Sun Devils. Kowalchuk bringing it back behind the net in search of some protection as he leaves it for Amelse. Over to Seacrest, head fakes, beats one man across the blue, trying to beat another but can't. Norwood looking to clear but unable. And now Seacrest hemmed to the wall. Sanders walking on the goal line, looking through the seam, and Murkowski had an open net but couldn't put it on goal. Sent through by Seacrest, and a kick save there on the deflection by Hirschfield. Pressure mounting now for the Sun Devils. This has been one of the better power plays they've put up tonight, where they have been scoreless on the man advantage. Amelse sends one through traffic again. Gloved by Hirschfield as a couple big stops keeps ASU off the board.
He says, you mentioned last game against GC, you said the 2-goal lead was one of the hardest ones to defend in hockey, but it doesn't look like that's even crossing Hirschfield's mind.
Hirschfield has looked really solid in this third period where he has been tested the most. 9 shots compared to the 8 of last period already for the Sun Devils. They're still on the power play and still plenty of time left.
Something we've seen a lot of is ASU not winning these faceoffs during the power play, as some time has been cut off of this power play.
40 seconds remaining on the man advantage as Gunderson will slash through the neutral zone here and send one in deep. And again, just hammered out when the puck is up for grabs there by Takatani, and ASU forced to go back and get it once more.
20 seconds remaining on this power play. If ASU wants to take advantage, it'd be right here.
Kimball, maybe one last ditch effort as he knifes it into the ref, takes it from Takatani, and he doesn't have much support there. Gunderson shots blocked. Switchenberg will chase it back to the neutral, and 5 seconds remain on the power play, as that'll just about do it as ASU remains unsuccessful and Weber State is back to full strength. Switchenberg had Kimball on that far post but couldn't connect with him as it finds Switchenberg once more. The other way comes Merritt, who will just send it on goal, and that's waffle boarded away there by Bars. Switchenberg thrown to Gunderson, touched back to Bosch. Bosch bringing it wide on his forehand, protecting the puck nicely as he'll await some support. Bosch fans trying to bat it down to Gunderson. And eventually it ends up in the hands of Merritt for the Wildcats. They'll chip it forward. Reaching play there by McInnes to break up what would have been a dangerous opportunity, as this one's thrown in front, and now it's at the point for James. James over to Merritt, but he couldn't handle it. Looking for Bosch, who was stretched all the way out but couldn't get there for the breakaway. Bosch now with a blind pass there, just intercepted by James. We'll throw it into the netting and out of play. Some yelling from the official there. Again, no idea what happened.
3 minutes remain as ASU is down 2 here in Chandler as they get an offensive zone draw. And they need to win this face-off.
And you could look to Matisse Bars maybe to go at any moment now if ASU can establish possession. As they do need 2 goals, and 3 minutes is around that time when trailing by 2, you would pull the goalie. Renbacher creeping into a mosh of a battle in the corner as he exits himself back out, but in these moments, precious seconds ticking off the clock for the Sun Devils. Really good job here by James to hold this one on the wall and just eat clock. And what is going to be a beautiful shift for him, and he's going to get some taps on the backs for sure coming to the bench. An underrated play in hockey when you chew the puck like that. Seacrest throws one into the corner now. Runbauger couldn't get there first. Good clearance there by Merritt as it falls to Seacrest. McInnes throws one bouncing on goal. Easily handled by Hirschfield as James corrals the puck. He'll float one on the empty net. I didn't even realize Bars is left there. Icing's beat out. Now Weber State has the offensive zone with every piece of nylon available for their picking. Battling for important possession here in their own end is ASU, and it's going to be Seacrest who comes away with it. Sent to the far side over. Jonah Gilbert trying to knife it ahead but can't. Now Priestley with it. It's do or die for the Sun Devils now. 1:36 remaining. Seacrest leaves it behind for Gilbert. Gilbert throws one looking for the high tip from Priestley but couldn't find it. Sanders turning and firing, but a big block there by Mattingly. Artrukovic trying to get it out but can't. Hustling to keep it in is Perry, and that's gloved down and off angled. And Hirschfield gets hit. Gilbert's going to see a response as he's going to take some shots. Refs hurrying in to break it up. We'll see what calls are here. Not sure what's going to happen. Wish we could have a look at a replay. I looked down for a moment. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, Aiden. What did you see there? It didn't look like Gilbert got a ton of him, but just enough to knock him down, that's for sure.
Yeah, I saw Hirschfield. I mean, the puck was flying right at me, and Hirschfield gloves it out of the air and gets kind of trucked over, ran into, and then all of a sudden, I don't even know what happened here. Just battle ensued.
Going to stand up for their goalie as they should, and Jonah Gilbert going to be the only one heading the boxes. That is not what ASU needs right now, and if there wasn't a bow on it already, there just about is now, as only one knot needs to be tied.
1:17 left to go as ASU has a 2-minute penalty, so they'll be at a very bad situation to end this game, as you stated, and they have quite a bit of ground to cover.
We need 2 goals, down 1 man, and it looks gloom, to be honest. It doesn't look like there's much that ASU will be able to do. Jonah Gilbert going to go to the box, 2 minutes for slashing. So I think he might have taken a swing at the glove there of Hirschfield to try and knock it free, but couldn't. So buzzer sounds ending. A timeout there for ASU as they're going to try and find a way back into this one. We'll see if they decide to pull Matisse Bars down 1 man, but
doesn't look like it as Matisse Bars is skating on towards his goal.
maybe if they can get some offensive zone possession, but 1 man short, that might be difficult. Kowalchuk on an important draw, and it's won by Weber State. Howell up at the point. He sends it down low, and this one's rattling around the boards. Racing to get there is Hunter, and he will. Priestley trying to shovel it out, but can't. Hunter steps into it. Kicked it to the corner. Final minute call rings out through the Ice Den Chandler. Up to the point. Norwood goes all the way across. Klochkov with it now. Back to Norwood on the right side. He'll move it down low as Hunter banks it back up to him. Walking to the middle. There was Norwood. That one goes off the stick of Huel as 30 seconds remain. That's this shift and this dominant Weber State power play is just gonna put the nail in the coffin as ASU has little to no chance in coming back here. Switchenberg bars to the bench, maybe a last-ditch effort, but 20 seconds remaining now. 15-14, and that's going to do it for this one. An arm in the air as there was a hit there, a sprawling glove save on a shot that would have gone over the net. So 7 seconds remaining as a Wildcat will go to the box for a hit. Maybe the ref's just trying to keep control of this one, but Aiden, what are the odds ASU scores 2 in 7 seconds to tie this one?
0.
I wouldn't say they're 0, but they're pretty low. So Weber State gonna keep their perfect record, moving to 19-0 on the year. ASU falling to 8-3-2 in their debut appearance at the Ice Den Chandler here in the Valley. Aiden, what are your biggest takeaways from this game from both sides?
Weber State is really good at hockey. Just to start. And if you're ASU, I don't think there's anything to worry too much about going forward. You played a really hard battle, and the TS Bars looked great.
And this is going to cause a reaction here. A scrum in front. Hirschfield didn't like the shot he took. There's going to be some pushing and shoving, but nothing too serious. 1 second on the clock, but at this point it is redundant.
Okay, 0 now, right?
Is that 1?
0%?
Yeah, I would say so, Aiden. I would say it's at 0%. But not the worst result for ASU against the team as strong as Weber State. They do post the most competitive game Weber State has played here in the Valley, as GCU and NAU both fell by 3 goals, and ASU kept it to 2 in a game where they held the lead early on. So if you're going to find silver lining as that one redundant second ticks off the clock, that would be it. That would be the silver lining for the Sun Devils. But Weber State, I can confirm after watching them play, they are the real deal. 18-0, moving to 19-0 on the season as the final score is 4-2. But from our broadcast here from the Ice Den Chandler for ACU, ACHA, I've been Easton Stockford, and alongside me has been Aiden Longbreak. We appreciate you guys tuning in and all of your support, and we wish you all a good night.